Thanks for joining us. A tremendous sight here at Suncorp Stadium. A crowd of around 30,000. The biggest crowd that we've had for a Crushers home match this year. And the Crushers first out onto the ground for this round 17 clash. Kevin Carmichael, the number 7 today, playing only his second game in first grade. Brett Horsnell chalks up 100 first grade matches today. The Crushers lock forward. And here come the Warriors, led out by Dean Bell. They've been in fine form over the past couple of months. In fact, they've won 6 of their last 7. And I'll tell you what, there's plenty of support here at Suncorp for the Warriors. Their lineup, star-studded really, internationals virtually from fullback all the way through to the front row. Of course, they're coached by John Mooney. And Paul McBlain, the man in charge of this game. You can see from those pictures, the crowd is really packed in. They've rolled in from around about midday for this match. And it will be the Crushers to have first use of the football. Play underway with a big kick from Tiarapati. And with Martin Locke, the first hit up of the match, taken in the tackle there by Kearney and also the hooker Sideru. A number of players in this Warriors lineup, of course, have taken part in the Test series with New Zealand. An unsuccessful challenge this year. And this ground, their last appearance, would have some unhappy memories when the Aussies piled on the points in the last 20 minutes of the third Test. This man was part of that Test match. Trevor Gilmas to tackle 10 metres short of halfway. And the Crushers, you can tell by the cheers, have their first penalty.
Well, cheers and even a few boos there. Gilmeister held down a little bit too long. Certainly big pro Auckland crowd here today.
Touch finder from Tony Kemp. Gets it inside Auckland territory. Martin Locke again with a hit up. To the arms of Stephen Kearney, Dean Bell, the 2 tacklers. No score in the early stages. The Crushers and the Warriors herring away for Gilmeister. Short pass on to Locke. Almost a forward ball there to the front rower. And Auckland would note that Locke is quite an excellent offloader of the football. They'll need to wrap him up today. Kemp looking for a gap right up the middle. Some boos there that he was taken high. They keep working the left side. Gilly throws the cutout ball, intercepted by Hoppy. Only Gilmeister, and now the chase from Simons. Hoppy will have too much pace. He'll cover 70 metres in quick time. And Sean Hoppy, one of the most professional wingers in the game, puts the Warriors in front 4-0.
Well, that was a bit unfortunate, that play from the Crushers, doing a lot of attacking. Gilmeister going across field, turning almost his back to the defence and throwing a left-handed pass straight into the hands of Hoppy. And Hoppy striding away, just too much pace for Simons. That takes him to the top of the try-scoring list. 15 for the season now, and you can see why with that running action.
It's the 19-year-old halfback, Stacey Jones, with the kicking duties from 15 out. 5 off centre. And they've converted that try. So Auckland, the start they wanted over the Crushers, 6 points to 0. Restart with the Crushers. That try really did hurt. Tony Kemp the kick-off. Almost out on the fall. Hoppy, the try scorer, almost dropped that ball 10 metres out from his own line. It ends up okay, but hearts were in the mouths of the Auckland Warriors fans. Let's have a look at it again.
Well, I think Hoppy at one stage thought Greg Alexander had that covered.
It was an awkward-looking take. He almost leapt in the air as he took it without actually reaching any great height as he took that football. Anyway, the Warriors with it on their own 20. Chilmababe, the number 8.
Well, that take by Hoppy might be something the Crushers could look at. He wouldn't be the most confident winger under the high ball. Certainly it'd be worthwhile peppering a couple out there.
Warriors sitting on 18 competition points heading into today's match. And they're one of the teams in the logjam for places in the top 8. That's a great kick. It'll find the line from Alexander, 10 metres out from the Crushers' line. And to be honest, they are kicking into the breeze in this first half.
Well, that is a good kick from Alexander. Simons had to let it run over the sideline.
So from this scrum, running away with it, Travis Norton on the wing today for the Crushers. In fact, it's the first time this year they've fielded an unchanged side from the previous week. Quite a record to get through to round 17 and have that happen. The man who just played the football, Ray Herring, he was in doubt for this match. And Wayne Collins on standby. Martin Locke tackled 10 metres short of halfway. Herring again for Kemp. Short pass for Hone. Long the ball then for Simons coming into the line. Lost his footing there as he was taken by Alexander. They keep working the right side, and Gilmeister comes up with a drop ball. They're forced to knock on out of it. In fact, a knock on both ways, but the first offence against the Crushers.
Well, that's just come straight off Gilly's chest. Not a good start for him so far.
So there's a straight in feed. The Warriors with it on halfway, but looking dangerous as they skirt wide with Blackmore. So halfway he goes. You can see the 50. It's Hoppy. From dummy half, Norton there. Be a good tussle between those two wingers today. Hoppy with the early points, although Norton didn't have much say in that first try. This is Bell. Around the legs was Ray Herring, and he's pretty slow to his feet too, Ray Herring, after that tackle. Namu for Alexander. Then across for a party for Kerwin. Kerwin, a wrestling match there with Plowman. They're still on the 40-metre line, the Warriors. This is Dennis Betts. Reports earlier this year that he is in fact the highest paid footballer in the game. He's getting plenty. I'd like 10% of it. Alexander, that looks a little too wide, this kick. Kerwin goes up for it, but it's over the sideline by a good metre. And the changeover on the 30-metre line.
Yeah, you've just mentioned Dennis Betts. A lot of the people in Auckland would certainly no doubt agree. He should be the highest paid player there. Apparently been in sensational form since joining the club. Expecting big things of him here today, and of course when they find themselves in the finals at the end of the season.
Herring gets it over halfway for the Crushers. Just on Betts, he played in a Wembley Cup final, was man of the match at 21 years of age. Big honour for him. He's played plenty of cup finals since, and that penalty will help. 35 metres out, and in fact a caution here for Richard Blackmore. Back play, Terry Cook was receiving attention for the Crushers. Looks a little worse for wear at the moment. Kemp gets the Crushers inside the 20. So an advantage early in the penalties. Martin Locke, let's see what they can make of it. They're down by 6 points to 0. Locke trapped on the 10-metre line. A play the ball, a sloppy one. Herring is backslam. Norton in a dummy half. Hone is the man calling for it. He has it now. Just a little pedestrian, some of the moves here for the Crushers. Such a great part of the field. Gilmeister now brings that man inside. Carmichael taking the ground 10 metres out from the line. They're calling out wide. Kemp wants it. Second man off the ruck. Here he is now. Dummied inside. Brings McKenna, rather Krause back in field. Away from two, David Krause. Needs support. Then finds a flying Terry Cook. It's called back for a forward pass. Well, Cook hit the line at pace.
Well, Paul McBlain had no doubt. I'm not so sure myself. David Krause did well, beat a few defenders. Terry Cook coming late here. Hard to see on that angle there whether it's forward or not. Paul McBlain was in a good position.
I'll go with the ref on that one, but only just. I've seen plenty like it go by. Bell through that pass wide. And Warriors with the task of working away from that 20 zone again. Tia Rapati taken just short of the line. Carmichael was in there. Evan Carmichael, a rise to the first grade ranks. It's a big lift from playing the Gold Coast at Seagull Stadium to taking on the Warriors before 30,000 at Suncorp. This is Stephen Kearney after some loose play from the Warriors. Still on that 20-metre line. And again, Kerwin only just caught that ball. So 5 tackles. This has been good defence by the Crushers. Alexander gets them out of trouble with a kick. That one, not a deep one, and Simons gets it inside the Warriors' half, and awkward-looking tackle there from Stacey Jones, although Simons did duck into that tackle.
Well, that shows why the Crushers need to keep putting pressure on Alexander's kicking game. They are playing into a very strong breeze, Auckland, and with pressure on the kick, Crushers are going to get the ball back with good field position. Third tackle, and only 30 metres out from the line.
McCone is the man tackled. The Crushers with a big back line spread out to the left side. Carmichael, second man ball for Kemp. Shorter pass, Cook overran it. Danger sign here, Alexander is hemmed down. Cut down from behind in the tackle. But it's a quick turnover, and as you can see, the Crushers players just getting back on side. Namu, little step off the left. This is Jones, Alexander. Now for Namu. Namu is cut through the first line. He has support on the outside, Blackmore, and he sends Blackmore on his way for the Warriors' second try. The Warriors have jumped to a 10-0 lead, and they're looking very, very good.
Well, it came down to a simple missed tackle. The ball along the back line here for Auckland, and that's Kevin Carmichael there, just unable to make the tackle on Namu. And Namu, well, he drew his man very well. Nice offload to Blackmore.
Jones with his second kick. Former captain of the junior Kiwis. This one 18 metres out. 15 in from touch. 10 wide of the post. So the Warriors, 2 tries to 0, and they lead the Crushers by 10 points to 0. As the restart from Tony Kemp. Kearney, the man who'll hit it back up to the 20.
I know it's only something simple, but when Tony Kemp for the second time in a row he's kicked off, and Brett Horsnell's been, well, a good 2 metres in front of him. Referee McBlain not bothering with it, but what a simple penalty to give away.
Tony Chumavave to the bench for the Warriors. Some handiwork here for the Warriors, rather, back on halfway. Penalty rules McBlain. What's he got them for here? Coming over the top, a la rugby union style was the signal from McBlain.
Pointing at Terry Cook there for coming in late, obviously held by Trevor Gilmeister.
Warriors leading by 10 points to 0 over the South Queensland Crushers. Hoppy brings it back centre field, a position to work from, left or right. And they choose to go left. Another quick hands with Alexander and Jones. The play ends with Betts. A nice tackle from Carmichael. This is Logan Edwards. Up inside the 20. Tackler was Horsnell. The Warriors sweating on a third try now as Platt taken down 10 metres out. This is Alexander, switch of play for Stacey Jones. He threw the dummy, kicks for the corner. There's a chase here for the football. It beats them all over the sideline in goal and back to the 20. There wasn't much in it though.
Well, just a little bit too heavy, that kick there from Jones. Put it in behind. Bell has read it. He's coming just from the left of your screen.
The Crushers try some attacking of their own as Young gets away. Look at him stretch out, the big fella. Grant Young stands at around 6'7", over the 100-kilo mark, and a second tackle there, no penalty from McBlain. He's a villain at the moment. Kemp inside for Terry Cook. Away from Eru, then slipped the pass, which wasn't on. Knocked back, says referee McBlain.
Well, it was knocked down by Jones. The referee hasn't seen that either.
As McKenna almost through that first line. This is a good counter-attack from the Crushers, probably their best set of 6 for the match. They're inside the Warriors 20. Carmichael across for Kemp. A dummy inside, but the defence outside is cutting off Tony Kemp's runners. And he's had to turn that ball back inside more often than not. Last tackle. This is Kemp again. He tries a grubber kick. Where's the chasers? There isn't one there. There's only Tony Kemp. He can't bring Jones to ground. Jones got away from another. Then another, but taken by the 4th man, Herring. Like a shooting gallery.
Well, the chase decided to follow Tony Kemp up. He looked to be on his own after he put the kick through. But they eventually got there. Kemp's the man on Jones. He's got it covered. Pushes Tony Kemp off. Has to beat another defender. But then just too many players turn up. Norton and then Herring.
Stay on.
A line drop out then for the Warriors. They hold that advantage 10 points to 0. But the Crushers, if they can score next, they're right back in it. I guess the game plan, try and draw level by half-time. It's Grant Young. Just lifted the knee in that tackle as Betts got to him. Herring in a dummy half. They're 15 metres out from the line. Carmichael. Up to the line he goes, Gilmeister. It's through the middle goes Gilly. Taken to ground 10 metres out from the line. There's still a few deficiencies in the Auckland Warriors defence, a few misses. Carmichael, that was a hard pass to take. It floated away from his body. He did well, the number 7. Into dummy half goes Herring, the blind side. Back for Kemp, standing still for Simons. Dummy to the right. Simons taken to ground. 5 metres out and 5 tackles up for the Crushers. They come back the blind again. Kemp behind the line. Norton doesn't get there. He took it fine, but put it down over the dead ball line.
Well, had that ball sat up a little bit sooner, a certain try to Travis Norton. As it is, look at the great work he's done here. Kemp off the left boot, and Norton grabs it, and in one movement plants it down, but just centimetres over the dead ball line.
It's a good player, Travis Norton, no doubt about that. That ball goes over the sideline. It was a pass that did not need to be thrown from Logan Edwards.
Well, they've strung it. Greg Alexander now coming off. The Crushers have strung together a couple of sets of 6.
Looking to see what they do with Alexander off and Blake on. Perhaps Blake back to fullback. This pass comes back the way of Carmichael. Now they work it forward. Kemp back for Carmichael inside the 40. I hate to say it, but around about 38 metres out from goal, that's where the scrum packed out. There's a lot of passing though to get him back there. Now for Martin Locke, the oomph and the tackle. Good offload for Herring. Herring sights a gap. Taken down 15 metres out from the line. They've got a chance on the left side. They needed a quick play the ball. Gilmister, long pass for Cook. Cook tries to stand them up. Inside call came from Simons. He beats one Wayne Simons and taken to ground 10 out from the line. The Crushers now setting themselves for a right side play. Gilmister, cutout ball, hits the deck. Kemp able to pick up for Krause. Krause then for Plowman, one-on-one with Kerwin. Kerwin makes the tackle. Good work from the Warriors winger. Blindside, Krause tries to catch them asleep. Inside for Plowman. Oh, they have caught them napping. They've just wandered off into no man's land for just a split second, and Krause was away to it. It puts Plowman over the try, 10 points to 4.
Well, John Kerwin forgot he was a winger for a moment. Left his wing, marked up. He still has to cover it.
But Tony Kempy's first kick was a dusty old one, and this is certainly a harder proposition from outside the 20. Only 5 in from touch. It's 6 points the difference. He struck this one a lot better into the side of the posts. So it's the Warriors leading the Crushers here at Suncorp Stadium, 10 points to 4. This is a restart for the Warriors. A few players creep over the halfway line before the ball is kicked as well. That kick might find touch. Almost dead in goal. Went very close to putting the foot over the line. It was Plowman, the try scorer. In fact, was his 5th try for 1995. That 4-pointer. But Krause, in fact, the man who set up the try as the leading try scorer, was 7 for the Crushers. Second phase play from inside their own 20. Now McKenna can't get away from Hoppy. Just outside the 20-metre zone. Now Norton works the blind. For a 3 or 4 metre gain into the arms of Blackmore. 10 points to 4. Warriors leading the Crushers as Gilmister worked at centre field. Logan Edwards was the first man in there with Sideru. This is Tony Kemp kicking before the last. It came off the side of the boot and straight to Blake. That's not a good kick when you have the assistance of the breeze. Blake skirting around the outside of Krause, and in a short phrase, Krause monstered Blake in that tackle. The arms all around him. For Party back towards halfway. Get a defence from the Crushers. Carmichael over the top. Jones for Platt. You can just look at this match now, Gary. The Warriors not going at the same pace that they opened with as we get towards the end of the first half. Namu, there's a drop ball. All of a sudden the mistakes start to happen. And I reckon the Crushers coach Bob Lindner would know that his side is right in this match.
But you'd have to suspect in the second half, after the first 15 or 20 minutes, if the Crushers are still in the match, remember the big chance, because Auckland, they are getting tired with this Brisbane heat.
Terry Cook taken on the 40. It's time for points in this half. Herring. Now for Young. That's a good hitter. 10 metres made by Grant Young and then some, as he took a couple with him. He is like a semi-trailer, Grant Young, and he had the full load that time. Carmichael, cut-out ball for Cook, who caught it behind the back, then offloaded for Norton. Norton comes back in field. He dummies straight through Dean Bell, who went high. Back for Herring. The Crushers just 5 metres out from the line. I've got to say, a horrible attempt to tackle from Dean Bell. Almost cost his side a try and still might. As the Crushers right on the goal line with Martin Locke. It is the last tackle for the Crushers. as Herring a dummy half for Kemp. Short pass is knocked down, was it? Carmichael, play on, no tackle count restarts. Behind the line, Kerwin. Did he carry it dead in goal? He has. And it will be a line dropout, I think, was the signal from the linesman.
There's Tony Kemp. Hobbling his left ankle or knee. Some sort of trouble.
While all that was happening, referee McBlain issued a caution to Dean Bell just for that attempted tackle on Norton. He went high and missed. And he's lucky he did miss. It was either sent off or a try. He was lucky to escape with neither. He's Norton.
Not like Dean Bell to go high.
He's got a bit of a history in that regard. His former stint, or his previous stint with the Roosters, he's sent off a couple of times, I think I'm right in saying, as now the Crushers with it. 30 metres out from the Warriors line. Gilmister inside for Kemp. Quick recovery. Cook. Must be something in the water up here.
Well, there's some big holes up the middle now of the Auckland Warriors defence.
Horsnell trying to exploit one of those gaps. Arrow hung on, but they're only 8 metres out with Herring. The anywhere ball finds Simons. Simons through traffic. Kearney. That was a try saver 8 metres out.
No one else at home apart from Kearney. And Cook on the last tackle.
Can't get over Terry Cook.
Well, that's cruel. If he scores there, he's everyone's hero. But by not getting over the line, he's let the Auckland Warriors off the hook. I felt the ball should have gone out wide, or even a little kick in behind once again.
Well, they're like a professional wrestler on the canvas at the moment. The Warriors short of half-time, just waiting for someone to come off the top turnbuckle and knock them right out, but the Crushers unable to deliver that time. And the Warriors with it. I don't know where that analogy came from. Maybe it's something I'm drinking before this match. The Warriors, 25 out from their own line. Kearney. Young went for the big hit. He only half got there.
They might need Mario Milano to come on in the second half.
Yep, or Brute Bernard. There's a good little kick behind the line. Some pressure on Plowman. He comes up with it. A little roll over. And with the ball, just about be the last set of 6 before half-time. The Crushers, they want to keep attacking. They know they're against some tied defenders. Carmichael intercept. That is a gift for Hoppy. The second for the match. Is it his birthday? What is it? Hoppy's second try. It was straight into his hands. And the Warriors, they lead by 14 points to 4. Can you believe it?
Well, it's knocked the stuffing out of the Crushers players and their coach, no doubt. Hoppy could see this coming from the moment Carmichael shaped up for the long pass. It sat up beautifully. Nobody bothered to chase. In fact, the Crushers players, some of them stood there in disgust as they watched. Well, Hoppy has just jogged away.
And from right in front to take us to half-time, Jones gets the points. And it's a handy advantage to go to the break. The Auckland Warriors, 16. The South Queensland Crushers, 4. Will take a break and come back with more from Suncorp Stadium. Of 2 intercept tries, a handy advantage to start the second 40 minutes at 16 points to 4. And some news from downstairs too on Greg Alexander. It doesn't appear as if he'll be back for the match. A sprained ankle in that first half. So the Warriors will stick with their combination of Jones and Namu in the halves and Blake at the back. This is Andy Platt. A forward ball is called. And I think McBlain coming up with that ruling on the advice of his linesman. So an early chance for the Crushers.
Well, Logan Edwards put under a lot of pressure there by Horsnell, and he's popped it up, yes, marginally forward. Good ruling.
Crushers blindside with Carmichael. Taken down on the 20-metre line. They really do need to strike quickly. I'm sure Bob Lindner had plenty to say, but at the same time, he had reason to be controlled. He knows that his side doesn't have to improve all that much to get right in this game. Locked to Gilmister. Gilmister for the line. Held up right in front of the uprights there from the Warriors goal line. Carmichael across for Kemp. And Kemp has crunched in the tackle of Namu. He fell awkwardly and lost the football. And referee McBlain will rule the feed the way of the Warriors. The little man on big man, Namu, came off best.
Yeah, well, the ball is certainly... It's gone backwards, but the referee has ruled that it was lost in the tackle. No doubt it's gone backwards there, but neither player knowing where it went.
Crushers missing their chance early in this half. And the Warriors back with it. And the Warriors settling down with Eru. There's no settling down, up to halfway he goes. Easy metres for the hooker. So the two hookers having good games here at Suncorp. Now Jones inside for Platt, head down. Cook hangs on in the tackle. Eru with dummy half. 5 inside the Crushers half at 16 points to 4. There's some crunch in that tackle. Young came off second best. A little groggy as he attempted that tackle on Kearney. This is Namu. Across for Jones. Into the play they come. The pass comes back the way of Jones. Okasini in no position to catch it. Jones then loses it over the sideline. I think he was hoping that it came off a Crushers player before it went over the sideline. But the linesman having none of it. The Crushers with the feed. Julie won. Now Plowman. The gaps are still there in the Warriors line, but the Crushers just have to get the next points on the board. The match will be just about out of their reach. Kemp. Long pass for Krause. Long ball even still for McKenna. Back in field they come. Simons. Overhead ball. Well, they're playing as if it's the last 5 minutes. Kemp. Then back for Herring, and he's tackled just short of halfway. Are these the right tactics, Gary? Merry passes. Gilmister. Up the middle. Spun away from Okasini.
Well, I think that's where the Auckland is so vulnerable to that second phase play up the middle of the ruck. The Crushers are doing it very well at the moment.
Carmichael on the outside.
Was that a trip?
Well, Kearney, did he have 2 hands on him when he brought him down with the leg? If he's got the 2 hands on, it's okay, but I reckon he only had 1. Here's Herring. Let's stay with the action. He slipped it back, and he's regathered. So it's last tackle for the Crushers, 15 out from the line. Krause, they need a good kick on the last. Kemp, they're going to run it. Cut out ball for Plowman. 1-on-1 back to Young. He'll be hard to stop. Young, he hits the corner post. No try. Very close for the Crushers. All 110 kilos went rocketing for the try line.
Yes, in the tackle there. You see this offload out the back from Plowman. And now Rapati's got him covered with a bit of help from Jones. Just can't get it down before. Well, he's bounced it anyway. He's hit the corner post as well.
The Warriors have lost it on their own 10-metre line. It'll be a knock on both ways. It'll be a Crushers feed. They're right in this, even though the scoreline is 16-4. Horsnell with a big tackle.
Well, Sean Hoppy's come in off his wing. See him here. He's coming from the far wing, but that's not his job. It's to get yards, not to lose the ball. Now the Crushers an opportunity.
Kemp cut out ball to no one. Hoppy steaming through, doesn't get it this time, Norton. But referee McBlain had ruled a differential penalty. Offside from the scrum. Quick tap from the Crushers. I just think they need to settle down as McKenna is taken 5 out. There's still 30 minutes remaining in the match. There's Herring in a dummy half. They're looking a blindside. Herring goes himself. Runs into McKenna. A traffic jam right around the ruck there. And now McKenna folds back to dummy half. This is Tony Kemp inside Gilmister. He's backslammed in that tackle. Jones, also Kearney there. Slow play the ball as Kemp with it. Again looking for that inside pass, but the Warriors are awake to it.
Well, a man the size of Carmichael isn't really going to barge his way over there either.
Kemp, cut out ball. Simon spun away. Then away to McKenna. The Crushers are back in it. McKenna all the way behind the black top. And it's 16 points to 8.
Fantastic pressure applied there from the Crushers. Tony Kemp taking the ball to the line. A little bit of a risky pass here. Almost intercepted. You see it picked up there. Simon spinning out of one tackle, then standing in the next. Hoppy couldn't hold him. And Chris McKenna, determination. It's carried him right out around under the post to make it a 6-pointer.
And it's Tony Kemp from right in front. None from 2. But that now becomes 1 from 3. So the start to the second half the Crushers wanted. It's the Warriors over the Crushers, 16 points to 10. Here is Tirapati with a restart. A deep one. The Crushers. An important set of 6 right now. Grant Young gets it back to the 10-metre line. So a good result from the kickoff for the Warriors to hem them inside that 20. David Krause getting involved. He's a big setter. Went over the top of Dean Bell then with that hit up. And the Crushers this season, 4 wins at home. Norths, Newcastle, Penrith and Parramatta all beaten. Their first away win last week against the Gold Coast. Wayne Simons, he's having a fine game for the Crushers. There he is again.
Well, there's some real leaders out there today for the Crushers going forward. Super keen to get more points on the board. Wingers have been up there with the best, Norton and Plowman. Very keen to take some of that heavy workload off the forwards.
Coming into this match, the stats made good reading as far as attacking records. The Warriors, 81 tries in 17 rounds. The Crushers just 40. But defensively, 62 tries conceded by the Warriors, 61 by the Crushers. So they're holding their own, the South Queensland side. Kemp, overhead ball, first bounce for Carmichael, then Horsnell. And that was a good tackle from Eru. Strong arm play. Last tackle, penalty. He didn't get to his feet. Brett Horsnell, again it's that line ball. Was there a hand on him, or did he make an attempt to get to his feet?
Well, Horsnell here, you're seeing in the tackle of Eru. Bell's over the top. He's claiming Eru's holding him down, and he is. He's got hold of his jersey.
The line from Namu. It's a good one. Just got a feeling that might be the penalty that has turned the match. It's been nearly all the Crushers as Kerwin. Nearly all the Crushers since half-time anyway. And the Warriors again go on the attack inside the 30. Jones. Blake into the line, and good tackle from Carmichael. Into ground 35 metres out from the Crushers line. This is Jones, Kearney. There's a distinct lack of players with their hand up then for the Warriors, preferring to work for the next ruck rather than the one they were attacking. Namu, good ball for Chuma Vave. Horsnell hangs on, and Namu, young like a big shadow over the top. Tyler Bricks fell on to Namu. Here's Betts, good ball, knocked down by Rapati. McBlain says knocked back. Jones kicks over the top. Norton was alert to it early. The kick might be too deep. It won't be. Norton, now what can he do? Don't pass, surely. Oh, he was thinking about it.
Well, 30,000 people were hoping you wouldn't try it. 28 and a half. Just watch this kick through from Stacey Jones. Cleaned it up at the back, Norton. Hoping it'd go dead. It wouldn't. In between two players there. For a moment, he thought about the offload.
Oh, Will Sigsworth, Philip Duke. Back at the in goal here. Different ground, Suncorp Stadium, the old Lang Park. There's the line dropout. Chuma Vave will force his way back. That crowd today here at Suncorp, the biggest of the year for the Crushers. They didn't quite reach the 30,000 mark, but 28,928. And they are getting value for money. The Warriors, 30 metres out from the line. Platt, oh, he's run into the knee there of Tony Kemp, fell awkwardly. Andy Platt. It's across for Kearney, that big left foot step. Every single time he gets it. Betts, nice tackle over the top. Prevented the offload. That was Ray Herring. He threw a mountain of defence. Phil Blake is away. He doesn't need much of a hole. He doesn't need any. Phil Blake scores for the Warriors, and that could be a match winner. That came from 0. 20 points to 10 for the Warriors.
Well, the Crushers are doing it so well in defence of holding the Warriors, but look at this simple one. Phil Blake out of dummy half, beats 1, 2, 3. Comes to Simons, who's no slouch in the pace department. He just can't stay with him. Phil Blake, try scorer extraordinaire.
Stacey Jones, it appears, will have the goal-kicking duties for the remainder of the season. 62%, 8 from 13. And he's hooked that one terribly. So, maybe a chance still for the Crushers. Did the ball fall from the mound as he was lining it up?
Well, it did. It was falling over as he's gone to kick it. That's cost him 2 points.
Auckland 20, the Crushers 10.
7:30 Monday, you're invited to Sale of the Century's 15th anniversary special.
Kemp, not a deep one. Well, that's not what the Crushers wanted. They wanted it right down on the goal line. And Hoppy will play the first of 6, 25 metres out from his own line. Namu.
Well, Namu looking for a runner there. No one going forward at the moment for Auckland. Here we have one of the guys that loves that job and does it so well, Dennis Betts. The Auckland side don't think the game's over here with a 10-point lead. Sure, the Crushers don't think it is. Still got plenty of fight left in them.
Warriors 10 inside their own half. Eru away for Platt. They're hard workers, Platt and Betts, there's no doubt about that. The class about their play as well. Namu, good chase from Wittenberg as second marker. That's a big kick from Namu. Back to Norton on his own goal line. And there are 6 chases there, so they've picked it up, the Warriors. They know they've now got themselves in front by a good margin. It's a matter of staying there. And they'll take another step towards the top 8. Now here's a high tackle. There won't be a send-off, but
Timavave being called out by the referee. He's come from behind, over the top. And I think the first connection was on the shoulder. Nothing real vicious in that tackle.
Good tap from Tony Kemp. Crush is not even risking finding the line. Wittenberg 15 inside his own half. As Kemp goes wide, long ball for McKenna. McKenna on Blackmore. He's half through. Arms and legs moving all the time, Chris McKenna. A hard man to bring down. Ilmister. Well, they tried the big hit, Kearney. He backed into it. Is it short of halfway? Now with Carmichael. Martin Locke. Good tackle from Betts. See some of the Warriors' best defence of the match now. Simons. Well, he's dancing around. He ends up making 1/3 of a metre. And he's centre field 45 out from the Warriors' line. Kemp. Kemp allowed to run. Flick pass for Carmichael. Round the corner for Cook. Cook up to the 20. That's where he's tackled. And that was the last tackle. So the changeover will take place. Kerwin wasn't quite sure what was happening. As the Warriors now with the ball. In back play, I think Gilmister tripped over the referee McBlain in the line. Hasn't mattered in any case. The Warriors quickly fell. And now this man Edwards, 31 metres out from his own line. The Warriors 20, the Crushers 10. If they do win here, it would be win number 5 away from home for the Warriors, which was always going to be a problem for them, away from home. They've done pretty well. There's Kearney. Almost an intercept for Herring. Now Rapati up to halfway. He stands there. Was there a Crushers hand in there? Kearney, he shows it. Kemp half fell for the dummy, knowing that Herring had his man covered. Looking the right side, inside for Jones. This is where the little men have to put their stamp on the match. Jones, Namu, and Blake's already done that. Namu with the ball. Kicking again for that corner. Simons was back deep this time. Well positioned, Wayne Simons. And able to bring the ball back. Tries to get away from Edwards. Copybook tackle, though, from Logan Edwards. Out they come now through Plowman. 25 out from their own line. Are there any aces still left up the sleeve of the Crushers? Down by 10 points, Kemp able to slip the pass for Norton. Norton skirts wide. Kerwin just watched, knowing that Rapati would force the tackle. Well, there's a second tackle from Chumavave. Martin Locke, oh, great tackle. Mavave makes up for it. Some way, Gilmister. Terry Cook now, centre field. Sent inside the Warriors' half. Time ticking away, 8.5 minutes remaining. Crushers on the attack. Carmichael, a cut-out ball. Simons, he loses his footing. A real stumbling effort, as if he was at the ice skating rink. This is Wittenberg. Straight and hard he goes. Where's the support? He throws a pass with no one there. Kearney gets the ball as easy as you like. In the post-mortem to this match, the word intercept will be in bold print.
Well, that must be number 4 or 5 today that the Auckland Warriors have been given on a platter. And now it's really up to them just to work their way out of the territory. Leave all the chasing for the Crushers. No doubt a nice deep kick from Jones will come late in the tackle count.
Sideru offloading there to Namu. He's only got a couple on his outside. He has to cop the tackle, and a good one at that. Grant Young still driving him. Even though he had him in the ground, he wanted to bury him 2 foot under. It's Kearney. Bumped away there from Herring. Herring's tackle count is mighty today. 34 tackles for the South Queensland hooker. Big kick from Namu, but Wayne Simons has adjusted well in this second half. He stood deeper. Now the counter-attack with Plowman. And ball because Simons has stood a lot deeper for that kick for the corner and either take it on first bounce or on the full. Horsnell now, 5 metres short of halfway.
Horsnell's just come on after a little bit of a rest on the sideline, trying to get up and play the ball. But his enthusiasm is going to be needed around the middle of the ruck. I think that's where Auckland are vulnerable. The Crushers can string together plenty of passes around that area. Well, and now a penalty as well.
A 9:30, a Premier Special.
I saw the two playing.
Play their last card in the pack. That's Billy Saru, who's come on for Travis Norton. And here go the Crushers. Well, the Warriors weren't back to 10 there. They're only back around about 7. They're on the attack, though. Wittenberg, 10 metres out from the Warriors' line. It's imperative that the Crushers score in this set of 6. Herring in a dummy half. They're spread out deep. Kemp. He throws the cutout ball for Krause. He's forced back in field. The play breaks down on the 10-metre line, then picked up by Phil Blake. Cartwheeled in the tackle. Cook at dummy half. Kemp again. Face ball then for Horsnell. He backed his way through. Taken by Logan Edwards. It was a very flat pass. Kemp, a little grubber kick. I was about to say a terrible one. I was going to wait for the result. He rules a knock-on and Kemp's not happy. And it was a knock-on in goal. So how close was that one?
Well, Kemp's dribbled it back into his left. Just watch him here. Off his left foot. 2 kicks at it. Well, he reckons he's got it down.
They only have to put it down on the line. McBlain was headed back for the 20, and then the Crushers players pleading that the plea had come in, that the knock-on was short of the goal line, so it had to be a 10-metre scrum, and that's what we ended up with. There's now Noah Thompson on the field, is it? It is, 17 for the Warriors. And they're starting to make ground with Tia Rapati. That could well have been the last chance for the Crushers. As it comes wide now. Another player on, that 20 is Gary Jarrett. On at halfback for the Crushers. A few weeks ago, he probably would have been the 4th choice halfback in the club, and now he's in first grade. Horsnell. Well, he lined that up from a distance and got Logan Edwards and said, see you later. As Betts goes wide. Tackled around the legs. Watch Horsnell sprint out. Wooshka. Down he goes. Good tackle, Brett Horsnell. Eru kicks out a dummy half for the Warriors. It's a fine kick. Headed for the sideline. Well, here's your chance, Philly. What can he do from his own 10-metre line? He tries to get away from Hoppy. Got away at first attempt. Has to play it now on the 30-metre line. They come away. Young. Still going is Wayne Simons. Must be getting paid by the metre that Wayne Simons is running this match. It was only 50 cents a metre. He's made plenty of ground. This is Grant Young. 15 inside his own half. And inside the final 4 minutes, this crowd of just under 29,000. Gilmer start. They went high on him. He half got through. Wittenberg has overrun it, but got a hand to it on his way through. That counts as a knock-on and a Warriors feed.
Well, you've got to give it to Trevor Gilmeister there, hit by a couple of tough tackles, bouncing out, still managing to slip the ball inside. And they have to try whatever they can now. Clock ticking away.
James. Blake. And Noah Thompson. Goes wide. McKenna made the tackle. Hoppy's dropped it. But McBlain had played an advantage for offside from the scrum. And the crowd hates it.
Well, I've got to admit, I thought right from the start, the moment it came out of the scrum, the Crushers was standing up very flat. McBlain running in behind their back line straight away. You see them there, they're all way up inside the 10. He was going to penalise them, no doubt, if the Auckland didn't get over the advantage line.
And then some back chat to follow up. He's walked them 10 and has now put the Warriors within kicking range, and that will soak up the minutes if they elect to go for goal, only 25 metres out. And that's exactly what they're going to do. So Jones it is with this kick, the youngest member of the Warriors side. What was a differential penalty. Advanced 10 for back chatting means Jones can have that shot at goal. He's kicked 2 from 4, and I don't think there'll be time for a restart after this kick. From right in front, Jones raises the flags, and the Warriors have won this one over the Crushers. 22 points to 10, and they climb to 20 points on the Winfield Cup table. Our Chandlers man of the match, Ray Herring, he wins the $1,000 in electrical product from Chandlers, and I'm sure he'll appreciate that award from our good sponsors.